Wow. Ready Player 2 is out tomorrow. I love the first book. It's just incredible, the nostalgia for the '80s, but just, the storyline, and I think especially if you're a kid of the '80s, which I am. I grew up in the '80s and the '90s and all that. So I have nostalgia for the '80s, maybe a little bit more than the '90s, but I do have a little nostalgia for the '90s too. Um, certain aspects of it. Certain aspects are a little scary, but anyway, Ready Player One, such a great book, and I love the movie. The movie is different from the book, but similar in enough ways, and it keeps the core concept of the book, and it keeps the nostalgia for the '80s and the just in different ways. It develops the story, and it does different things than the book did. But I think both of them are great, and I had one of my favorite movie going experiences with Ready Player One. Me and my dad went to see that movie. We both loved it, and we were the only two people in the theater for that showing. And we sat there and we watched the movie, and since we were the only two in there, we were loud and we were like pointing out stuff and can you believe that? Oh, did you see that cameo? Did you see whoa, we we had such a great time. It was really it's one of my favorite things. I when I think about going to the movies, I think about that, and I'm nostalgia for the movies now because I haven't gone to the theater all year, and it feels more like it's been 5 or 10 years that I haven't been to the theater. I went to the movies last year to see Rise of Skywalker, and yet doesn't feel like it was last year, you know. And so I look back at that and other good experiences of the movie theater, and and I I'm getting off track, but I love that book and I love the movie, and now here comes the second book, and it's exciting. It really is, and I hope there's another movie. I hope Spielberg gets back with the same actors as the first movie, and they get to do second movie. I don't know how fast that would happen, uh, but I would love to see Ready Player Two, a movie. I mean, of course, I don't know yet if the book's good, but I have faith in Ernest Cline. That he will come up with a good book for the second one, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. I really am, and I'm not sure when that's going to be, but I'm still excited. It's coming out, and if you haven't read the first Ready Player One, you should go read it, and you should see the movie too. And I would recommend see. Well, either way you go. I mean, you could see the movie first, or you could read the book first. I think reading the book first would be good, but then yeah, I know there's certain people who, after they've read the book, they see the movie and maybe they're a little disappointed, that certain things weren't brought to life. Um, but I, I love them both. I, it's hard for me to pick which is my favorite because there's so much to love in the book and in the movie, and to see to see the movie and such a visual treat and fun, just a really fun movie, and that's above all else. I think movies should be fun. I mean, I sure okay, a serious movie once in a while doesn't hurt anybody, but I want to. If I go to the theater, I want to go because the movie's fun. That's the kind of movies I go to the theater for. Is movies that I think are going to be fun to watch and I'm going to enjoy seeing on the big screen. Most of the serious movies, I'll when it comes out on streaming, or it comes out on Vudu, or on Blu-ray, I'll see it then. Big theater movies, Ready Player One, that's the kind of movie you want to see at the theater. And I'm so happy that the second book is coming, and I hope you'll go read the first book if you haven't, and see the movie and read the second book. And I'm and I promise I'm not getting paid to say any of this. I just really love the book, and I'm excited for the new one. And I what else is there to say other than thank you, Ernest Klein, and thank you for the publishers and everybody who is responsible for getting this book out in a year that is not very good. It's a year we're not going to go to the theater, and we need more books to read. So here's another one. Hope you enjoy it. Bye.